So they've done work on the back previously.
Exactly, yeah. So they extended the back.
Orangery then, is it? Is it like an orange?
Glass. And it's just not in keeping, and we literally have not used the space at all since living here for 2 years. So we're like, as soon as we moved in, we knew that this was going to be a project of extending the kitchen and also just opening the home up and giving it a bit more of that modern feel. So yeah, we're looking at basically having a big square foot of the kitchen with an island in the middle, and then also at the back, when I'll show you the plan, you'll see it's a nice area where we can make the utility kind of coming off the kitchen as well.
What's there, like a real transformation, but without actually adding space. It's really just the transformation within what's there in a way, obviously.
Yeah, so hi guys, happy new year. I feel like this obviously isn't the first vlog of the year, but it feels like it is my first vlog because I was vlogging at the back end of last year when we went skiing, which seems so far away, but it was literally like a week ago. Hello Bailey! Say hello everyone! Happy 2025! I cannot believe we are in January, and I just wanted to kick start all the vlogs for this year. I feel so rusty, although obviously I was vlogging on the trip. I feel like I was just in this kind of like ski bubble whilst I was out there, and the reality of coming home has obviously hit. I've de-Christmasified the house. Is that a word? I don't know, but like I took all the Christmas decorations as soon as we woke up the next morning after we flew, because Operation Rage Clean the whole house. Took me hours, but it felt so good. I cleaned out all of the fridge, literally cleaned out all of the kitchen cupboards, all of the bathrooms, all of the rooms, took all the Christmas decks down and just did that thorough reset, and that's exactly what I needed to come into the new year. So I hope you all have been easing yourself in. I feel like with January it can be such a pressure for like new year, new me, all of these goals, but honestly I feel like this year I'm just so happy and content with where things are at, where things ended last year. I had the best year of my life, and honestly say 2024 was really the best year. So much happened for me, and looking back and reflecting, like the last 2 weeks has just been really nice, and it's just left me feeling really content, and that's just how I kind of want to go through this year as well. I feel like last year for me, especially the first half of it, was so crazy, so stressful, that I can't believe I actually put myself through all of it. I was taking on too much at the same time. Also, look how my hands are pink. I did fake tan last night. It's just because I'm so cold. I was out earlier walking Bailey, and it's just been so cold that I'm struggling to warm up. January, we're in the midst of winter. I got my new Stanley for Christmas. This was actually one of my Christmas presents. I have got a few Christmas presents that I thought I'd show you what I actually got and what I've been loving and using recently. And I have been diving into a few of the sales as well. I haven't really brought anything crazy for myself for Christmas or had like a crazy extravagant present or anything like that. So I know a few of you are asking to do a like what you got for Christmas video, but me and Chris don't really get each other crazy big gifts. We'd rather do experiences together. So we're looking at doing some trips, hopefully the end of this month or coming into next month, because we want to finally plan our honeymoon. We haven't had a honeymoon. I feel like my brain is everywhere. I haven't vlogged in ages, and there's just so much to catch up on. I'm just like word vomiting at you. But yeah, touching back to last year, obviously it was just such a crazy half of the year. I was traveling a lot. We went to South Africa. I launched a collection which took me a whole year to design and come up with everything and work with the brand on that, and it was just taking up so much of my time. I launched and co-designed a bridal edit with Mika for the pajamas, and again, that took so much of my time. Renovating the house, the whole studio project. I got married. The whole planning process for me was so stressful. It took so much out of me that this back end of last year, although I was so busy with work and with renovating and what else, I just feel like I finally started to catch my feet again. And that's kind of how I'm coming into this year. I just want to go into it with ease and feel content. And also, I know a few of you have picked up on my voice. My voice has been going a lot because I was really ill around like October, November time, and it just kind of prolonged, and I've been going to the doctors a lot to get checked. I've also gone to the hospital to get x-ray on my chest, and there's just something that we can't pick up on yet, so I'm hoping when the results come back and kind of figure that out. But my voice has just kind of been going in and out. Going skiing did me wonders. It also did my skin wonders. My skin has been really good, again, touch wood, recently. I feel like I've nailed down my skincare, so I will share that with you on the vlog. But whilst I'm sat here, I thought I would share some of the pieces that I did get from Christmas and that I've been loving recently. And one of them is my Kindle. I did ask for this from Chris and he did get it me. I have been absolutely loving this. One of my habits last year was to read more, and I'm really glad that I stuck to it because I have been enjoying reading so much, and obviously I kept getting new books, and there's nothing like the smell of a new book, opening it and just having it. But there's something about a Kindle that I love. The fact it's so mini, petite, thin, it's so much easier to hold when you're in bed. I'm very new to a Kindle. Probably a lot of you are sat there like eye rolling, like, girl, get with it. The Kindle's been around for ages, but this is my first Kindle and I love her. I'm nearly finished. It's actually getting really good. I never read this author before, but again, it came up on like one of like the best sellers or most read. I am reading No One Saw a Thing. I will put the author on the screen because it's not popping up at the minute. I'm still new to this and how to work it all. I'm continuing to keep it one of my habits to read more, and it is a really good way for me to unwind. And talking about unwinding, I'm setting another habit for myself, which is I am trying not to like doom scroll on my phone, and I'm really trying to get in a mindset of switching off, which is something I couldn't do last year. I kept getting into this mindset of constantly having to work, and I wouldn't feel productive unless I was working. I'm one of those people that I can't just sit around. Like, even if I'm ill, I have to clean or I have to do something or organize a cupboard. And I feel like I need to tell myself it's okay to switch off, and it's okay to have like those days off. So when I was younger, I used to always go over to my nan's house, and sadly I don't have my nan around anymore. And she used to have this clock next to her bed, and I loved it, and it just always reminded me of her. And then when we checked into the hotel for our wedding, next to the bedside table was this clock, and I just felt like it was a sign. I don't know what it was. I don't know why I'm getting emotional over this, but my sister, bless her, because she slept with me the night before the wedding, because it was just kind of a tradition we had. I did it for hers and she did it for mine, and obviously I didn't want to be with Chris the night before, and we had such a lovely sleepover, and she noticed the clock straight away. She was like, oh my god, that's Nan's clock on the bedside table, and it's such a beautiful clock. And bless her, she went and got it me as a Christmas present, and this might not mean anything to any of you, but it's the most beautiful clock. It's this gold antique style, and they have these in the Savoy hotels, and it's this specific brand that my nan used to have, and it's this specific clock that was next to my bed around my wedding, and I just find it so special. So what I wanted was to have this next to my bed. I think it's beautiful. It's such a lovely ornament to have as well. It also does have an alarm in it. You just pull it up and you can twist it. So what I want to do is not be on my phone from 9 p.m, have like a no phone zone going into my room. I can keep my phone out of my room and then use this as my alarm clock, because obviously we all use our phones to have as an alarm clock and check the time. So I thought this was such a good way to replace that habit and really lean into starting to unwind and using the bedroom as somewhere that I don't have to be on my phone. And I feel like things like this just mean the most, and I'd much rather this than something very extravagant or be doing a massive unboxing for you, because this is what I'm showing you. a Kindle and a clock, and this is what makes me happy. And Chris also got me this brush. It's the viral brush that was going around on TikTok. I don't know if it's picking up because I've had to put my light on because it's so dark already, but this is the travel size one, and bless him, he did the quiz online. It's got the lovely gold logo here. He did the quiz online for this because you can get basically your brush tailored to your hair. So he went through all the questions of like what my hair needs were, because as I've been growing out my hair, you can see how long it's grown. From this time last year in Jan, it was basically a bob, and obviously I was growing it out for the wedding, and now it's just on this hair journey of trying to grow it out. And I have found that my hair has been shedding a lot more, and it feels a lot thinner because obviously it's getting longer. So when it was shorter, it felt a lot thicker. So bless him, he did the quiz and he got me this brush. And to be honest, I was like, surely this brush needs to warrant how much it is. And it really has made a difference to my hair. I mean, look at the shine. I have just washed it recently, but I've been using this since Christmas Day and absolutely loving it. But I did recently get myself these two books. The 5-Minute Journal, I've had this for years. If you've been stuck around and a true subscriber, you will know I use and love this. But I also got from Amazon this clip, and it comes with a leather little attachment and these gold pens, so I can always have my pen with it. And then alongside, I got the productivity planner with the black leather, and then just put the gold pen. I just thought this was such a good idea, because you know, sometimes you're always scrambling for a pen, and sometimes it would then make me not want to use the journal. So I've got my 5-minute journal for gratitude. So you write 3 things in the morning or in the evening, and then you reflect back. And then this is the productivity planner. I've always used the Carry & Co planner, and I thought I'd change it up this year. The light keeps going in and out. It breaks down at the beginning. It just says, again, something you're grateful for that day, the most important tasks, secondary tasks, and additional tasks, and then like your highlight of the day and daily planning. Sorry guys, the battery has fully run out, but let me try and show you it again. I tried to just quickly charge it, but it won't charge in time. But this is just a really good planner, I find, and you can do weekly reviews, so you can have like weekly wins, what tasks were not completed, what have you learned next week, so things to action. And I just think it's a great way to start really planning things out and being a little bit more better with my time management and being a bit more organized. I'm one of those people that I have to see something written down on paper for it to kind of process in my brain. Otherwise, if I just leave everything stored here, I get stressed out. So this is a great way to organize, and then you also kind of prioritize it of like, what's the most important task, what did I learn today, what do I need to remember for tomorrow. And then there's also a note section where you can write loads of things down as well. Your habits for this year, and I think this is a great way to do it. So you can track some of your habits, and like I mentioned, one of my habits is to try and stay off my phone after 9 PM and stop doom scrolling. And then I've also set some other ones for myself, but I was kind of talking about this before, that I really don't want to go into this year with so much pressure, and I hope you guys also don't feel the pressure of January, because I feel like it can be such a good daunting month. And I'm really wanting to just find joy in the little things this month, take it easy, ease myself back into it, and just take time for myself and appreciate what we've got already, and not feel like I need all of these new things, all of these new habits, all of these new ideas to feel accomplished or productive. Because sometimes just taking from what last year was, I just don't want to get caught up in that stressful feeling again, and I really want to stay in this like happy, mindful place. I did also purchase this beautiful jacket from Sporty & Rich. The lighting really isn't going to do this justice. Okay, you are currently resting on my plant here, but I just can't get lighting today. I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm just so rusty to vlog in. But I really wanted to show you this new jacket that I purchased for myself. It's from Sporty & Rich, and how beautiful is this? It's this kind of equestrian style barn jacket, and I loved the colour. Rearrange the furniture. You're sat in my plant, but oh, I've just got my comfy set on obviously underneath, but I just think it's such a lovely fit as well. This is the size small, and I thought it might be a bit too small, but it's actually fine. I'm really happy with it, so very glad I got this jacket. You will see me styling this. I've also just been living in comfy sets, loungewear sets, leggings, that I can't wait to start like getting my style back and dressing a little bit more. But this H&M comfy set has really seen me through the past few weeks. Let's get on with this vlog, and I'm gonna do some cooking tonight. Okay, let's ignore the dryer that's currently going on underneath me and making the background noise. But we're having one of those nights tonight where I want to make a home cooked meal. Chris is on the way back from work. Another habit obviously I want to bring into this year from last year is home cooked meals. Me and Chris were actually really good at sticking with it last year. We did a lot of HelloFresh meals, we did a lot of new recipes. Chris loves cooking and he's such a good cook, and he usually takes over the kitchen, and I feel like I just haven't really cooked a lot the past few weeks. So it might be nice to surprise him to come home to dinner cook tonight, because I feel like I've been doing all the cleaning, he's been doing all the cooking, but I'm just making do with what we have in the cupboards. And that's something we were doing a lot last year, and I'm really glad we were doing it. We weren't wasting food, we're being a lot more mindful of what we're eating, a lot more whole foods. So this is what we've got left over. We've got 2 aubergines. I did get some chicken. I usually like to get my chicken from our local farm shop, but we did just get some chicken breast. This is I have miso paste, so usually I cook my aubergine with miso, but I feel like miso doesn't go well with chicken. And do chickpeas side. So I've just been researching like some good kind of meal options to do chickpeas and aubergine, and I found grilled aubergines with spicy chickpeas and walnut. So I feel like that could be a good option, basically with like tomatoes, a little bit of yogurt, chili, cumin. The only thing I don't have is Greek yogurt, but I do have other yogurt that I could use. Just finished dinner. It actually wasn't too bad. I did aubergine grilled, well I did it in the air fryer with olive oil, then chicken breast like pan fried, seasoned, and then on top I did chickpeas with chopped tomatoes and like the tin chopped tomatoes, harissa, a little bit more seasoning, and then cheese sprinkled on top, so it kind of give it that melted feel. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad. It was just like a good midweek easy meal to cook, so I would say I kind of recommend it. Chris liked it. He had 2 portions, I only had 1, and then we've got leftover for lunch tomorrow, but it was just super easy to whack it together, and I literally managed to finish it before we walked in the door. So I'm going to get cozy, I'm going to get my makeup off. I haven't actually got a lot on today. Put my pyjamas on because we are obsessed with the Traitors. This is literally our favourite programme of the year, and all of December we were like, we can't wait till Traitors comes on in January. We absolutely love it, so it's just kind of getting started now. So if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend. We've been watching that, and then we've also been watching a series on ITV. I think it's called Playing Nice. It's about this couple that have a child. Basically the children got mixed up at birth, and it's kind of like a weird series around that, but it's actually quite good. And it's based in Cornwall, where we actually went back last year in the summer and we had to stay there. It was really lovely. So we've been watching that, we've been watching Traitors, and we never really usually sit and watch TV at night, so it's been quite nice just kind of easing into the year and having some cozy nights in. So take my makeup off, get my pyjamas, put the fire on and start to unwind for the night. Bailey's also into the same habits. Same time every night he brings his ball out, then he brings his teddy bear out, and then he brings his other toy, which we call Smelly Nelly. It's so funny, he's literally a creature of habit. But after dinner he comes and brings his toys to the table as if to say, you're finished now, let's play. It's so cute. Is this playtime? Where's Teddy Bear and Smelly Nelly? Good morning, guys. I am in the studio, which is still very empty, as you can see. It sounds very echoey, and I've just de-Christmasified, you get what I mean, these shelves, and I need to basically replace them. But everything in here is a to-do job. I am working on all of the plans, which I have been doing for like the past few days. I basically wanted to give myself the holidays off and then come back with a fresh mind and do all the interiors in here, because there was so many decisions to be made in this studio that it took so much of my brain power that by the time actually like the construction had finished and we had panelled and we had painted and we put the lighting in, I was like, you know what, I need to do all of the furnishing in January, so that's what I'm doing. And I just have learned from living in our house for 2 years not to rush it. There's so many things that I have like purchased and rushed into, and I wish I never did. I really wanted to be mindful about the furniture that I was buying for this space and really map it out beforehand. So that's basically what I've been doing, and it's all going to be coming together, and I promise you there will be a full reveal, because we've had an absolute mare with the crystal doors as well. They were meant to be installed. The guys came to install them the week before Christmas. It took over like a month and a bit for them to be made up, like nearly 2 months. No, it took over 2 months for them to be made, shipped over. There was an issue with the import. When they finally got here, the guys brought them and they were the wrong size, which wasn't down to us. We had measured it right, the company had got it wrong. So we're now having to wait all over again, which could be another 2 months and then an install day. So this project has literally been such a pain and such a long procedure that it's got to this point of furnishing it and I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore, but it will happen. It's all going to come together. I've been mapping it out and I feel like that's such a better way to like strategically do it. Anyway, I'm off on a rant because whenever I'm in this space, I feel like it makes me rant, but I do love it. And when I come in here, it makes me so excited for what this year has to bring in the studio, because it's just going to be my dedicated workspace and I cannot wait. But as you can see, my hair is in a pony. I've just shoved it up this morning. I've got a little bit of makeup on and I'm in my riding gear. So I've really layered up. I've got my Varley top on underneath, my thermal top, my Varley leggings, my joggers from Holland Cooper, which I love, these navy ones. I've got these in cream and I've got them in black. And I've also got them in khaki. I love them and wear them all the time, obviously when I'm riding. And I haven't been riding for a few weeks now and I really miss the stables, Savannah, and I just can't wait to get back on the saddle. So I've also got, because it's very, 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 very cold, a beige roll neck, which is also from Holland Cooper, a nice chunky layer. And I've also laid over it the cable zip, which is probably the most worn item in my wardrobe from the back end of last year, and that's no exaggeration. I wear it all the time. I wear it for riding, I wear it for walking, just days in the country, going to the pub. I just love it. It's got these lovely patches here, the gold tortoiseshell buttons, and it's so easy for layering. And then I've obviously got my riding boots, which I actually just cleaned because they were so full of muck. These are my riding boots. I've had them for a good few months now. I did get them properly fitted. These are the Ariat ones. Love them. Obviously always wear them for riding, but I'm gonna layer up on my socks. Definitely gonna wear undergloves, and then I also have my Holland Cooper gloves. So I cannot wait to get back to the stables. I thought it'd be a nice fresh start to the year. It was the best thing I did for myself last year, was actually take up a hobby that I love and enjoy and can really go and escape when I'm there. So it's something that's been challenging me. I want to continue to challenge myself this year and see what's in store, because I would love a bit more responsibility and to really have a bond with a horse. That being said, I don't want to buy a horse right now. I'm really not in the position in terms of my work and my job and what's going on and just being quite busy that I wouldn't have all of that time to dedicate. But it would be a good test if I could possibly loan a horse, which I really want to do. So that is something that is on the cards for me this year and I'm hoping could be a possibility. But there has just come a space free at the livery at the stables, and I don't know if that's a sign, because these spaces never come free at my stables, and it came free the beginning of January, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a sign or what, but it's there. So I'm gonna go to the stables, have a lovely hack because I feel like I just need to ease myself into it, and then I've booked in for my lesson as usual for next week with my instructor, but I just can't wait, so let's go. Morning guys, we are just on a walk, a very frosty cold walk, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Yesterday we came out here and it was frosty, but it was a lot like more icy yesterday, whereas today you can actually break in the puddles. It's kind of thawing out, but I can't feel my toes or my fingers, but it's just so pretty, and Bailey's absolutely loving it. If you let him off he just goes nuts. Woohoo! He's got his London jacket on. She's basically covering only half of him. But I've got my Holland Cooper scarf, Holland Cooper, my cable knit, which you guys always see me wearing my zip up, and then I've got my thermals underneath my Varley ones. And this actually is my big Holland Cooper waterproof jacket, and it's so cozy because it's got the Sherpa lining inside, and it keeps you so warm. So I've completely layered up, and Chris has also got his Holland Cooper fleece on. Look at him.
Love a quarter zip fleece.
Yeah. It looks actually nice with your navy jacket as well. Yeah. We're having a long walk. Because it is Sunday today. We had a nice lazy morning. We actually had coffee and was just reading in bed. Because Chris also has a Kindle. So we had like an hour of reading in bed, which was nice before getting on with the day. And then we've booked in for a roast later.
Well, I was reading non-fiction, you're reading a raunchy
You
thriller.
keep thinking it's raunchy. The Colleen Hoover ones are raunchy, but the one I was reading at the minute, it's not. It's I think I've told you guys, it's no one's sort of thing, but I'm coming to the end of it and it's really good. It's kind of like a whodunit, which I love reading, but this one's not raunchy. It's the Colleen Hoover ones that are. But we always laugh, there's like memes and stuff on TikTok. It's like what your partner thinks you're reading to what you actually are reading. I've really enjoyed the Kindle actually, and just taking it a little bit slower in January, as I was saying before. Longer walks. We actually haven't had a roast dinner out in ages. We've been cooking them a lot at home back in December, so it'd be nice to go to the pub and get cozy there later. Look at him, he's absolutely loving it.
You can tell he's excited when he bounces like a rabbit.
His little string things come loose as well.
I've got it up 3 times. Bailey, come here, I'll tie your hood up.
Hi guys, I'm just sat at my desk, obviously, let's state the obvious, but I'm just working through some of the design plans for the house, and I showed earlier in the vlog when I had a online meeting with one of the guys that potentially we'll be working with for the kitchen. So very exciting. We are starting to get the wheels in motion for the kitchen, and I know this is going to be the biggest project we've done, because obviously with the kitchen we will be knocking through the walls, and part of our house is basically going to have to be open for part of it. So obviously we need to kind of strategically plan when this is all going to happen, Before that, I've been in talks with the architect who's going to be coming around next week and measuring and drawing up the plans. And then from that, we'll be getting the design plans from the potential company we're going to be working with for the kitchen. And I feel like that is when it's going to start to feel more real and actually see like a 3D walkthrough and everything of what I've got in my head. So before we get to that point, I was speaking with him about the ideas that I've got. I'm very much a visual person, and that's how I interact and pick up things and able to get my thoughts on paper. So with everything I do with the house, I always first of all make design mood boards and also just pull together all of my inspiration for what I want within the space. So I feel like the kitchen is something that's going to excite me so much because it's something that I've wanted to do for so long, and I felt like I kept saying that with the studio. And although we still need to finish the studio and furnish it, and I know maybe I'm leaping into something very quickly with this, the reason I'm doing it now is because I know how long it's going to take. First of all, we have to get planning permission. Even the architect drawing the plans up and all of that, that takes ages. From doing the studio, I have learned a lot. I get all of the back work, like the paperwork and everything done as quick as you can, so then you can start getting onto the design process of it and actually the building work. But it's very exciting. So I'm going to actually share with you what I've got on my screen, which is the initial inspiration that I'm drawing from. So a lot of these images are taken from other interior designers that I love. They're also taken a lot from Pinterest. And I'm very much going with like a dark kind of like walnut wood cabinets and then mixing textures. So I want to have some walls exposed. I really want to keep the character within this house, and that is so key for me. So it's very exciting just to draw the initial inspiration. That was what I was talking through on the call earlier in the vlog, which I realised I actually didn't touch upon, and you guys are probably thinking, who is she talking to and what is she doing? So this just kind of gives you guys a little bit of a visual idea of what I would like to achieve with the kitchen, which is going to be very exciting. And then along with that will also come a utility room, the downstairs bathroom, which I think I can do on my own. It's only just like a powder room, but I want to pull all the tiles out and change the sink and probably the toilet and just kind of update it in there. So it's just slowly putting together my to-do list, putting together my thoughts, my inspiration, my design ideas, and doing one step at a time, because I know sometimes I get away with myself. Another thing that we're actually in talks with is we are getting the carpet finally installed. So that's going to be a stair runner going into carpet all of upstairs, and I cannot wait because I feel like it's just going to make the house feel so much more cozier and just bring a little bit more texture up there. We really don't like the floors in our home. That is something we'll get round to, but for upstairs we're just going to carpet everywhere and then do the stair runner. But before we do that, we actually need to paint and stain the stairway. Again, I'll put some inspiration on the screen so you can see what I mean with that. And that's something that I kept trying to get round to last year, but I just didn't have the time. So there's lots of projects on my list this year, and just definitely investing a lot of my time, a lot of my focus and energy into this home. I love being at home. It's my favourite place. I'm such a homebody. And now I don't have the wedding to plan, I feel like I've got all the brain capacity and a little bit more time that I can do this. That's basically where I've been at and what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks. So hopefully it's going to be very exciting. There's going to be lots of home updates this year. But it's time to wrap up this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. It's the first proper one back into 2025. There's lots more to come, as I've said. And I can't wait to bring you along with it. So hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, please always give it a like. I love chatting to you guys in the comments, so do leave your feedback down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.